This last week, I'm at my girlfriend's family. It was awkward though. We went to stay over at her parents' house, and her dad was like one of those really strict conservative guys, really firm. Made sure that we stayed in opposite ends of the house, looked me right in the eyes and said, "You better know you're not going to be touching my daughter this weekend." And I told him, I was like, "I have no plans on touching your daughter. She's going to be touching me." Didn't go over well. Her family was really weird though, but it was okay because like I grew up with kind of a weird family. Like my brother was really weird. He had no social boundaries whatsoever. I remember when I was 16, I took this girl on a date, and I was taking her home to my house to play Monopoly because I'm Mormon and that's what Mormons do when they take girls home. You talk to your friends like, "Hey, next week we're gonna play Battleship. I think things are getting pretty serious." So I take her home, take her to my house. My brother is 10 years old at the time, looks at her in the eyes, looks at me, and says, "I thought you were going out with a cute girl tonight." No social boundaries whatsoever. So me and my other brother, we thought we could fix our brother. We beat him up every time he said something stupid. He said something dumb, we slapped him across the face. We did this for about 12 years. Of course, this was before he was diagnosed with autism. So my brother's autistic. He can't paint for shit though, so I don't get it. The other night I woke up and I heard banging in my house. Bunch of noises. I swore someone was breaking into my house. I freaked out. I have a gun in my house for home security, but instead of going right for my gun, I went and put clothes on because in my mind I decided I would rather die. I would rather die with clothes on than get into a naked gunfight. It was fine though. I called the cops and it was just my roommate doing crystal. So, which is weird because you think we wouldn't have that phone call because I live in a house with 4 other Mormons. You think we would get called in like for I don't know, like having a killer like Rice Krispie lab or like stealing all the green Jello. It was a weird scene, like seeing your roommate get sedated by the police, drugged out to the hospital, and you see his unused meth right next to his Book of Mormon. You know, I was thinking about it though. It wouldn't have been that weird if I like came out with my gun naked. Imagine if you broke into The Rock's house, Dwayne Johnson, and he comes out in his bedroom with a Glock, butt-ass naked. That's some cold shit right there. You're not gonna want to mess with that when you see him coming out. But if you're like not in good shape, you want to put clothes on before you get in a fight. So,
I remember that.
oh man, it's weird though. Being Mormon, you have to like fend off all the Mormon stereotypes. Like a week ago, I met this guy and I was drinking a Coke and he tells me, he's like, "You're not a real Mormon." I was like, "Why?" He's like, "Mormons don't drink Coke." I was like, "Dude, that's so offensive." I was like, I don't go up to Muslims and I'm like, "You're not a real Muslim. You don't bomb people." Like, you see how offensive that is? Yes, we have some radicals in Utah that don't drink Coke, but that's not most of us. And yes, they got some radicals in Iran who do some crazy stuff, but that's not everyone. It's bad though. Even the stereotypes, it's gone bad with my girlfriend. She found out I don't have a bike, and she's like, "Wait, then how do you get to church?" Oh man. One time this one guy told me, he's like, "Isn't it true that Mormons, you guys sacrifice goats in your churches?" I was like, "Dude, that's not true. Everyone knows that's not true. We sacrifice sheep." Also, this one guy went up to me, he's like, "Mormons, you guys don't eat chocolate, right?" No, not true. He goes on and says, "Is it true that if you guys show your belly button to anyone, you guys are going to go to hell?" I was going to lift up my shirt and be like, "Nope." But instead, I looked at him dead in the eyes and I said, "Well, we could if we had belly buttons." I think to this day, he's like telling everyone, "You know, Mormons don't have belly buttons." So I started a new job this week. Finally starting to be a responsible adult. Yeah, that's my dad's applauding because he doesn't send me money. Yeah, it's good. I hope it doesn't suck. The worst job I ever had though, I got hired by an alarm company to go across the country and do door-to-door sales. So these alarm companies, they go to Mormon colleges and they recruit ex-Mormon missionaries because in these guys' minds they think, hey, these are guys who can go door-to-door all day, get rejected and be totally fine. Or they think, hey, if these guys can sell a religion that nobody wants, maybe they can sell some alarm systems. It doesn't matter though because they sent me to New Orleans. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, New Orleans is the murder capital of the United States. When you send a white Mormon from the suburbs to the ghetto of New Orleans, my first day in New Orleans, I'm walking down the street and I see 15, 20 guys sitting on a stoop or a porch. I think stoop's the ghetto word. And I'm walking by and I'm like, good afternoon. And this one guy looks up, I think he was the leader of the pack, looks me up and down and is like, get your bitch ass moving. And I just screamed, okay! And as I'm running off, I'm running away and for some reason I'm clenching my butt cheeks together as I'm running off. I just don't know why these sales companies thought it was a good job, it was a good idea to recruit Mormons and put them in the ghetto. Because like, no matter how good of a salesman you are, at the end of the day you're a pussy. You're gonna freak out. If I was in charge of these sales companies, I'd recruit prisoners. I'd go to prison, say you need a job when you get out, we'll hook you up. Dude, I'd even hire the pervert from cell block D. Because you know as a salesman, he's not gonna take no for an answer. Dude, freaking perverts. There's perverts everywhere now. I read this story in the Spokane a couple weeks ago. There was a lady out at a park in Spokane Valley. She's going on a jog. This guy pops out of the trees, exposing himself while he's touching himself. She calls the cops, right? They bring the cops back to the woods. They find him in the trees with his pants down his ankles. They positively identified him as the guy. Now, I'm just gonna throw advice out there for anyone who wants to flash someone. Like, if you know you can't stop yourself and you have to flash someone, here's how you do it. First, you buy a shake weight. You let one person see, one person only. Then when she comes back with the cops, you're playing with your shake weight, she loses all of her credibility. Aren't shake weights weird? I remember when I was in high school, I was in a weights class, and one day we were doing aerobics workouts, you know, where you have those pink dumbbells and you do those Richard Simmons workouts. My buddy tells our gym coach, he's like, I don't want a pink dumbbell, I want a shake weight. And our coach lost on him. He's like, why would you want a shake weight? You're a dude, you have a built-in shake weight. And my buddy tells the gym coach, he's like, but I want to do it behind my head. And my gym coach is like, you have a brother, don't you? Yeah, that's a little gay. It's okay though, I think everyone has something gay about them. Like, the three gayest things about me. One, I really want to own a Prius. Two, I love soccer. And three, I just can't stop playing with those Snapchat filters. So I was explaining this to my coworkers when I worked in construction. And keep in mind, construction workers aren't very friendly to guys who are open about wanting to own a Prius. I tell them the three gayest things about me. My buddy cuts me off. He's like, so do you like dudes? I'm like, dude, I just said the three gayest things about me. The three gayest things about me are Prius, Snapchat filters, soccer. So, I don't know, maybe. Sounds pretty gay. Oh man, does anyone here watch soccer? Any soccer fans? No?
No.
Only in the United States you can walk into a bar, yo, any soccer fans? Silence. So I don't know if you guys follow, but the United States is not going to the World Cup this summer. It's embarrassing. We have a country of 320 million people, and we can't find a competent team of 11 guys to send to the World Cup. The saddest part about the story is who eliminated us. We got eliminated by Trinidad and Tobago. That's a real country. I had to look it up. There's 1 million people in Trinidad and Tobago. We lost to a country of 1 million peasants. We had two clear advantages going into that match, and that was clean drinking water and food. Oh man. It's It's just ridiculous. We can't put together a competent soccer team. We have 320 million people in this country. Hell, we even have 11 million undocumented soccer players. So after the United States lost to Trinidad and Tobago, I lived out of the country for a couple of years, and may have had something to do with me knocking on people's doors and talking to them about a book. And I lived out of the country, so I have friends from all over the world. I had a friend from Panama, a friend from Peru, and a friend from Mexico. They hit me up in a group message and they're like, hey, what happened to the United States? Aren't you guys the greatest country in the world? How come you guys lost? Aren't you guys supposed to be in the World Cup? You guys are so great. I conceded and said, hey, we lost a sport that no one in this country cares about. No one. And they're like, okay. And they wouldn't stop. They kept making fun of me. They kept making fun of me, so I just lost it. I said, you know what's better than having your country go to the World Cup? Not living in a third world country. We're the real winners. Think about that. We can drink water out of the tap and not get sick. Can they do that? No. We can get an Uber, go to our house, and be totally safe. Over there, if you get a taxi, there's a fair chance you're gonna get shot on the way home. You don't have to worry about that stuff. Oh man. So, like I was saying, my family is kind of weird. I was a weird kid though. Really weird kid. Like when I was in preschool, we got assigned to draw a picture of our whole family. I was the only person in my class who took the initiative to draw a picture of their whole family naked. They made me see counselors and stuff because the drawings were too accurate. They're like, this kid isn't making it up, he's seen some stuff. You wanna know how they knew? It's because in the drawings, my dad didn't have a dick and my mom's tits went down to her knees. Like, this guy's seen some things. I was a weird kid. I remember when I was 5 years old, I stayed over at my grandparents' house. We were watching the movie The Titanic. That was the first time in my life I realized the way two people kiss when they really love each other. So that night, when my grandpa put me to bed, if you see where this is going, he went in to give me a goodnight kiss. I'm like, I love my grandpa. So I'm just... And my grandma freaked out, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I explained to him that I loved him. He's like, no, you only kiss girls like that. No, I didn't get why it was so weird the next night when I tried it again after my grandma put me to bed. So I got in an argument with my girlfriend recently. I'm convinced that Taylor Swift is insane. She thinks she isn't. So I pulled out some lyrics from a Taylor Swift song from 2006. These are the actual lyrics. It says, it's okay, go ahead and tell your friends I'm obsessive and crazy. I'll tell my friends you're gay. Could you imagine Taylor Swift doing that in 2018? That's the greatest thing about political correctness now, is that girls can no longer call their ex-boyfriends gay and use it as an insult. That's the best part. But the bad thing about political correctness is that we can't call things gay anymore, because some things like kind of are gay. Like, I'm not saying everyone who drives a Prius wants to suck a dick, but I'm saying if you took a poll of guys who drove Dodge Rams and guys who drove Priuses, there might be more cocksuckers on one end of that poll. I bought some pink shoes. So I play soccer, I bought some shoes, and I thought they were red. I ordered them online. They came in, they were pink. And I was pretty upset about that. I was like, they're kind of gay. And I tell that to my friend, and she was like, that's very ignorant of you for calling those shoes gay. So I was like, that's fine, yeah, you're right. It was kind of ignorant. I couldn't find my workout shoes, so I went to the gym a couple days later. I'm working out. This guy approaches me. Now, talks to me, leaves. My gay friend had to tell me I was being hit on while I was wearing my pink shoes. What literally happened is a gay guy looked at my shoes, looked at me, and was like, those are gay. It's just not fair. Some things are gay. For example, Brokeback Mountain. and if Brokeback Mountain's not gay, then why was it so funny that I bought it for my dad for his birthday? You know what else is gay? Those gummy bears that are shaped like penises, but for some reason taste better than normal gummy bears. If you're a dude eating those, that's kind of gay. What else is gay? Gay porn. That's not. I think everyone's done that. All right, that's all the jokes I got. You guys have a good evening.